Thunder Show 2021. It is a big, exciting night. We've got NeoAffliction here. We've got the CWF champion Barrett Brown here. We've got Big Fitz. I tell you what, there is all kinds of things that's going to be happening throughout the night. You got anything you need to add?
Yeah, you forgot.
That's way too much. Oh,
well,
you got something I forgot?
Yeah, you forgot that the boys are in the house along with Brixton Shaw.
I didn't forget about them. But I tell you what, without further ado, let's get right to the action tonight. I'm the captain, he's Josh, and that is Adam.
He is the strong style cinephile, Sebastion Envi.
I got it from here, thank you. See, I needed to clear up a couple things at the tail end of 2020. Now, as you can see, I do not have the CWF Tag Team title, because the last time I was in this ring, I clocked Thunder, cost us the belts. And there's a reason for that, because you can think of our tag team like a blockbuster film franchise. Every tag title defense we had was like a box office hit. We had hit after hit, title defense after title defense, and most of them, let's be real, all of them, were won in spite of Thunder. And there's a time, there comes a time when any A-list main star of a franchise kind of gets tired of carrying less talented people on their back. Thunder was a less talented actor, let's say. I know all you guys out there know about not having a lot of talent. So what I had to do is branch out into my own franchise. I had to cut that dead weight of Thunder to move forward into 2021 as a solo franchise star. So it begins here, it begins tonight. I know there's a wrestler back there kind of wants to make a mark against me, but that's not what's going to happen. That's not what's in the script. Hold on. No. You got your chance to talk. I'm going to talk. So shush your mouth. All right? I can't believe you came out here and spent all this nonsense about how you cost us the tag belts. You cost us the tag belts. I didn't. All right? Okay? And this year, I'm not going to let you run amok here in CWF. And I don't think the crowd wants you to either. All right? So, I have a stipulation for tonight. Whoever loses has to be a referee indefinitely.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. It sounds like we have ourselves a match.
And it looks like Sebastian's saying if that's what you want, that's what you're going to get. So it looks like we have a loser becomes a CWF official indefinitely and can no longer wrestle, Captain.
I cannot touch that comment at all. My better nature tells me not to say something like that.
Well, I'll tell you what, this ought to be a good match because you know there's a lot of built-up aggression on both ends. As we have seen over the last end of 2020, these guys going back and forth.
Yeah, they lock up the old test of strength right there. And we've got Thunder, we've got Sebastion Envi. Sebastion Envi's got the new gear on, where he fancies himself some sort of a director. He mentioned a couple of times, he mentioned about a script that needed to be followed.
Yep, he sure did, Captain. And I see that Thunder has gone back to his old gear when he was a singles wrestler.
The old atomic drop right there. That's definitely a way to get someone's attention.
Sure is, followed by a big clothesline. Picks him up to do a body slam, but he almost dropped Sebastian right on his head there.
Well, that is Sebastion, so that's not the... and brings him down Bulldog style.
Lazy cover, though, Captain. He didn't hook the leg.
I'm not really quite sure how this. Are they supposed to try and put the referee shirt on to win, or does the referee shirt get put on by magical talents if they actually lose?
I'm not sure, but I do not think that Thunder wants to be outside the ring. And this is Sebastian's domain here outside the ring. Sebastian is about to use this ring to his advantage here. There you see him breaking the count and a big slap.
And he's got a clapboard right now. I guess he's telling him he's not following the script.
Ooh.
Well, that didn't work out the way that he thought it would. And you got to bring it straight into that turn post. Thunder seems to be thoroughly in control right now.
He sure does. He gets Sebastian back in the ring.
And got a 2 count out of that one. Now we have special guests in the house. We have the Sanitation Brothers. They're checking out the talent in about 9 years.
See that, and that was a massive clothesline there by Sebastion Envi. And Thunder is rocked right now in the middle of the ring. I think Sebastian's in control here now, Captain.
And a little headbutt right there, and as I always say, nobody wins with a headbutt. You may think you do, but you're eventually going to have to pay the piper for that. And now he brings him down to the other turn post and turnbuckle over there.
Yeah, and just like you know, Captain, there's nothing but a metal bar under that thin pad, so his head is definitely ringing right now.
And now Sebastion Envi taking control of not only Thunder, but also the crowd. As he's, referee Aaron Scott seems to have gotten a little agitated with Sebastion Envi.
Yeah, maybe he ate his Wheaties this morning, Captain.
Maybe if he put like chocolate sprinkles in them or something. Let's not get carried away. And a cross kick straight across the chest.
I think Sebastian is definitely in control of this one.
Those Sanitation Brothers, they're giving you the eyeball. I can tell you that's what they're. They know the good talent when they see it. All right, back to the action in the ring right now. And Thunder starting to gain a little bit of strength.
Jawbreaker there by Sebastian.
Kind of a slow job, right? Almost like an everlasting gobstopper.
Yeah, it did appear like it came down in slow motion. I gotta agree with you, Captain.
And now Sebastion Envi is telling referee Aaron Scott that he needs to count faster.
There he goes with a choke. Made it look like he was attempting to just laid that shin right across the throat of Thunder and choked him.
Well, you say choke. I just say he was kind of helping him out, realign his spine, as it were.
Yep.
And right now he puts back in there, and he's going to send him across all the way coast to coast.
Oh, there's that patented booty bump that Sebastian's known for.
And Sebastian sizing up Thunder.
Oh, went for a double knee in the corner, and Thunder moved.
And that could be a big whiff. And now big right hand and right forearm.
Big clothesline by Thunder. Thunder's starting to get the upper hand here, Captain. Gets him with a reverse back elbow there, and now he's got Sebastian rocked.
And hits him right there in that corner, and Sebastian is there. Very nice. Quite frankly, this match has gone on longer than what I thought it would have gone on for.
I agree with you, Captain.
I didn't know after how the dirty tricks would play, and Sebastian's kind of playing this straight across the board, which I'm amazed and surprised with.
Yeah, I got to agree with you there, Captain. I haven't seen anything dirty from Sebastian here. I haven't seen him try to cheat or do anything wrong here. He's fighting a clean match. There's that DDT from Thunder. That could be it, Captain, but
he may still be kind of rocked from the. He's got his foot up on the rope right there, which breaks the count. Aaron Scott sees that foot, breaks that count, tells him that's not going to happen. But now back to being thoroughly in control. Thunder grabs a hold of Sebastion, but the big right elbow.
Sebastion picking him up. That may be it, Captain.
It could be. Well, we have a new referee in the ranks of the Christian Wrestling Federation.
And you know what? To your credit, Captain, he didn't do anything dirty. He won that match fair and square right down the middle of the road there. He didn't do anything illegal. So it looks like wrestling is over.
You know, if you're gonna come up with a gimmick and make it a stipulation of a match, might I suggest that you work harder to win the match?
And they bring pain, power, and they mean business.
Well, we're going to find out who their opponents are in tonight's tag team matchup. NeoAffliction.
I'll tell you what, I like the masks that they come down in the ring. They're PPE, we can call it.
They had PPE before PPE was being required. So they're trendsetters, I guess we could say.
Yeah, you definitely could say that, Kevin.
And their opponent, weighing in at a combined weight of 400 pounds from Dallas, Texas. They are part of the Bible Club. He is the elite champion. And Eric
I'll tell you what, man, these two young guys right here are a lot of fun to watch. Very, very athletic, especially after coming back from Seth Rollins' wrestling school a few months ago. This should be an exciting match, Captain.
It should be. We've got both a lot of skill and talent, quickness and agility on both sides. So we'll find out who the better tag team will be.
Yeah, you got that right, we will. And it's going to be an action-packed, high-flying. I'll tell you, next to Phil Bishop, Elite Champion's got the second best drop pick in the CWF.
So you've invoked the name of Bishop. I can't help you when he comes out and he finds out that you were invoking his name as a second best to anything. So
Champion was the second best, next to Phil being the best.
Oh, sure. Okay, we'll find out what Phil heard, because that's not always necessarily the thing that happens. But now the men are lining up in there, and they're getting a thorough look at from referee Carl Knight, making sure they didn't bring any of those foreign objects from Iowa in.
Looks like Elite Champion's got some new trunks on here tonight, going away from the gold. He's wearing the black with the Bible Club emblem on it.
He definitely has those. He's rocking those, as it were. Well, they've gotten away from the silver and gold and have fully bought into the principles of the Bible Club. And NeoAffliction going to line them up.
What a right forearm right to the jaw of Eric Esnat.
And Eric Esnat's going to try and figure out what hit him. Oh! You can feel that one all the way down here.
You sure did. That was almost Rob Vaughn-esque with the back chop like that. You have to shine some light on this one for me, Captain, because I'm not sure which one's Neo and which one's Affliction.
I always call one Neo and one Affliction. That's just kind of how I roll with that. And gonna slide him in, and out he goes to gather a little bit of breath and reconnoiter with Affliction.
Yeah, he didn't like that too much, so he knew he needed to get out of the ring to buy himself a little bit of time there.
Smart wrestling move, as far as I'm concerned.
There you have referee Carl Knight with a nice even count there on the outside, making his count, getting him back into the ring there, Captain.
And now they're lining each other up again. Oh! That's pretty good when you make the man miss.
Big shot falls down and Mo gets a slap right across the face.
And now thoroughly in control. And it's going to tag in, and the league champion coming in for Eric Esnat.
Yeah,
And they're not happy with the count from referee Carl Knight, but you know, that's one of those things that shouldn't have even been counting with Malik Champion still inside the ring. We've seen this one before. I did see that. That's kind of a very smart move. You pick up but one man and you beat the snot out of another one. And now he's about to head up.
Looks like NeoAffliction taking charge here. Getting the fist. The tar kicked out of him. A couple of right hands right before him. And Malik Champion's got together his group on the outside of the ring. Not a good place for him to be. And that still continues right there. He's working him in that corner. And he's trying to maintain control on this match. Very close to being low blows. And Eric, he's going to back him in right now. Not a place he wants to be. He wants to be more in the center of the ring or over by his tag team partner. Now it looks like NeoAffliction's going to get their own team. Carl Knight moved out of the way with a big clothesline. Oh, and look at that boot, Captain.
I like that. Went from a sitting position up to the big boot to greet Eric this night.
Chokehold there. Referee Carl Knight gets down and breaks that chokehold. But you're right, the fans are starting to get behind the Bible Club here, Captain.
Yeah, I hear the chants for the Bible Club, but you don't want to argue with the referee. That's kind of leading you on a road where you don't want to go because he controls the world, so to speak.
Just crunching down on that head and that chin and neck area there, Eric S. Knight. Referee Carl Knight in a great position to make sure it's not a chokehold. There you have the crowd get behind S. Knight, and he's powering up. Big shot to the midsection, followed by nose, but just one knee to the midsection by NeoAffliction, and he goes right back down.
Big right hand right across the face of Eric S. Knight. That could have been a devastating double axe handle, but he caught him and interrupted that move right in the middle of it. So both men are laying down right now, and both men getting a count from referee Carl Knight.
Yeah, I'm not sure if S. Knight's going to be able to get up from that one. Like you said, Captain, he caught him there. He tried to get him over, and he just couldn't. It looks like S. Knight is really hurt.
He sees the league champion, but can't get there, but also
here you got Neo and Malik, and that's where you're going to get big atomic drop, and that speed of the league champion is going to give him the upper hand, Captain.
Brought that knee right up to the chin, which sort of stunned him, and now he's not sure where he's at, but Eric S. Knight seems to be spent right there in the corner. Count, and Malik looks over at Eric and goes, I'd love to tag you in, buddy, but you just don't look like you've gotten your win back yet. He may not be. Up top he goes. And gonna give him that big punch.
This must be a new move here. I've never
a 2 count, and wow, that was definitely lining him up to set him down and do a power bomb on top of the Neo, part of a NeoAffliction.
And all the champion did there was cut out of the ring and tag back in. Here we go, another double team.
Their rendition of an old guillotine. Oh, there they are. We've got Jesus Freak and the Bishop. And pulling themselves right into the match.
Jesus Freak just assaulting Eric Esnight in the bottom of the ring here. Carl Knight has got his back turning. Now NeoAffliction going in. And that may be it, Captain.
That's a 3 count. And once again, there they are, Jesus Freak and Phil the Bishop with their tag team belts.
It looks like the Freak and the Bishop aren't done as they threw Esnight right back in the ring.
They've made this transition so you can never quite understand what is going to happen to anybody in the ring with them.
I'll tell you what, I'm not sure how much I like this attitude change from Jesus Freak on and Phil to the Bishop. I'll tell you what, they're making a statement in the tag team division.
Well, they're mighty proud of themselves up there, and they're just looking at the crowd and kind of telling them who they are, the tag team champions.
There you hear Phil Bishop telling the crowd, you can boo me all you want, but I'm wearing the gold, and now NeoAffliction and Jesus Freak and Phil Bishop standing nose to nose.
Introducing first, from Fort Benning, Georgia, weighing in at 350 pounds, Big Fitz.
Come on, what are you doing now? But boy, is Big Fitz a big man too.
Big Fitz is definitely a big man. We had a dust up during the captain's corner a couple of weeks ago, and you know what? Just him light pushing made me feel like I was a small child.
Yeah, he's a big man. I'll tell you what, I wouldn't want to get in the ring. That's a for sure deal.
Well, you've heard that said before. You know, the bigger they are, the harder they fall. So, you know, there are certain things you can do.
I don't want to make you feel the harder they fall. I
Weighing in at 16 stone, coming to us from across the pond.
That's what I'm talking about right here, Captain. These are the guys I like to see. Founder, leader of the boys, Brixton Shaw, followed by Dave Collins and Tommy Prince. These guys are what it's all about in CWF.
Yeah, and they're going to do a little wild thing.
Size of Big Fitz. Shaw is a very experienced veteran, former CWF champ. Maybe he's going to need that extra outside help with as big as Big Fitz is.
Well, you've got someone like Brixton Shaw. He's fast, he's agile, and he can just kind of maneuver his way around somebody like Big Fitz. That's part of the bad downside of being that big, is that sometimes you get maneuvered outmaneuvered.
Yeah, you hear Big Fitz calling for Tommy Prince and Gabe Wilder to be kicked out of ringside, but it doesn't look like referee Carl Knight is going to do that, so it looks like Tommy Prince and Gabe Wilder are going to be able to remain in the corner of their leader, Brixton Shaw. There you have Carl Knight checking the boots of Big Fitz, checking the elbow pads, making sure nobody has any foreign objects. Yeah, I guess the Big Fitz is ticklish. exactly what I would do in sports. Shaw giving a couple of big hits to the gut there, but Fitz still there on his feet. Another big kick right to the head, but Fitz still has not gone down. Shaw going up top, Captain.
And that's using his size and his weight on the top rope, which disturbs the balance and the force.
Yep, and it causes you to fall right down on the family jewels there. Look at the power. He just scooped him up like a sack of potatoes. And a shoulder breaker. I'm not sure what that one was, Captain.
We can call that a shoulder breaker because he came down on the shoulder first and then went for the quick cover but didn't manage to get that. But now Fitz has that look like a cat playing with a mouse. He's just toying with him.
I couldn't agree with you more there, Captain.
And causes the break right there, and Big Fitz going to go back to work, going to work on the neck of Brixton Shaw. And the boys just sort of look like boys helpless on the side doing absolutely nothing.
Well, you know what, they're trying to cheer on their leader there, but he's in some trouble. Big suplex. Lower back of Shaw now wrenching in some pain there, and only a 2 count. It's going to take a little bit more for Fitz to get a man like Brixton Shaw down. Because Shaw, like I said earlier, a former CWF champ, he's not going to quit.
One of the longest reigning CWF champions there were. Also part of a CWF Tag Team Championship. So Brixton Shaw is a man of many talents. And right now it seems like Big Fitz has the upper hand. But the longer this match goes on, the more it's going to play into the strength and agility of Brixton Shaw.
I couldn't agree with you more. I'm sure that Shaw's cardio was going to be a little bit better than Big Fitz. And here you have now Shaw getting back into control, but Fitz still has not gone to the mat unless he chose to do so himself. But I'll tell you what, if anybody packs a powerful kick, it is Brixton Shaw. Oh, and he dropped him down right on that top turnbuckle.
Just a pass through right there to come down on the turnbuckle. But now Big Fitz is wasting time dealing with the crowd, and that is giving Brixton Shaw a chance to gather strength.
And there you have one of them big kicks right to the midsection, followed by a huge kick right to the side of the head. But Fitz is still not gone down, Captain. Big knee right to the head there by Shaw. And there you have the giant weaving around, and he finally falls to the mat.
And you were saying that Big Fitz had not been down. The old Ric Flair face bump. Big frog splash right there. And Brixton Shaw comes out the winner without any help from the boys.
You got that right, without any help from the boys, and it only took a matter of time.
That's what I've tried to tell you. Sometimes it's just a matter of little chops, little chops, little chops, and eventually that big tree is going to fall down.
Hey, it's so good to be with Christian Wrestling Federation tonight. My name is Jeremiah Johnson. I'm the lead pastor of a church called Grace Point in Carthage, Missouri. I want to share with you a scripture in my life story. I hope that encourages you. Luke chapter 9, verse 23 says, "If anyone wants to follow me, he must deny himself, take up his cross, and follow me. For whoever wants to save his life will lose it." That verse became alive in me when I first met Jesus. Now, like some of you that might be listening, I didn't grow up in a Christian home, a Christian family, the type of environment where we read the Bible and we prayed, all those kind of things. We had a form of religion, but we didn't really practice it. So I'd heard the name God, Jesus, those kind of things before. But two things really marked my life. The first one is when my parents got divorced as a kid. I can remember when my parents walked in anger and frustration, and they told each other it was over with. And as a young person, as a kid, I was so angry and hurt and frustrated. I didn't understand what was going on. And that really led me to a life of bad grades and getting in trouble, not really being the best kid, because I didn't have God to turn to in that moment of hurt and frustration. But when I was a junior higher, there was a kid across the alleyway. His name was Nathan Keister, and he invited me to this little Assembly of God youth group. And they told me about Jesus. They told me that God loved me and he had a plan and a purpose for my life, stuff I had never really ever heard of before. And I began to think about it. Now, I didn't really get saved. I didn't give my life to Jesus at that time, but that was kind of when the seed of God's word first got put into my life. But I became a high schooler, and I began to do what high schoolers do, at least what high schoolers did in Nebraska at that time. And my life really was three things. Number one, it was basketball, it was girls, and it was partying. That's what we did in Nebraska when I was a high schooler at that time. And I was looking for those things to fulfill my life, but I was just so empty inside and always wanting something more. That partying and girls, sports, none of those things could give me. So something very interesting happened when I was a senior in high school, is that my dad was dating a backslidden Assemblies of God woman, or his girlfriend wasn't saved. She'd grown up in the church. She knew God, and she invited me to church on a Sunday night. And I decided to go with her. And on that Sunday night, I met this group of young people that then invited me to the youth group afterwards. And they began to talk to me about Jesus and the love of Jesus, and I needed Jesus in my life. All those things that I had heard at one time before, back when I was that junior higher. But now I really began to think about it because I was a senior in high school and I didn't have any direction for my life. Well, that small group of students stayed faithful to witness to me the next 3 months, and something amazing happened. I went to a school called North Central University, which is in downtown Minneapolis, Minnesota, and it was for this college days event. And I can remember at the end of the service, the preacher gave an altar call. And for the first time in my life, I heard the voice of God. And God said this, he said, "Jeremiah, I have a plan and a purpose for your life. I want to do things in you that you've never dreamed or imagined, but you have to make a choice. Do you want to follow me?" And you know, that night, October 1996, downtown Minneapolis, I gave my life to Jesus Christ, and I have never been the same. It's led me to all kinds of places to do ministry. I'm here at Christian Wrestling Federation because of that decision to follow Jesus a long time ago. So my prayer for you today is that you would make a decision to follow Jesus Christ, but it requires something. It requires you to make a choice to give your life completely to him. Listen, man, I have been in that spot before where I wanted to do it both ways. Maybe I can have Jesus and I can have it my way too, but I had to get to that moment where I would go all in for Jesus, because that's what the verse says, right? If anyone wants to follow me, he must deny himself, take up his cross and follow me. For whoever wants to save his life will lose it. Whoever loses his life will find it. And that night, when I said yes, when I gave everything to Jesus, I found life, I found purpose, and I found direction. You can have that tonight. You can make that decision. You can make that choice. All you have to do, listen, I didn't do anything complicated. I didn't have to go through any religious hoops. The only thing that I did that night was say yes to Jesus, and everything changed. Now listen, I had to make other choices. I had to get rid of friends. I had to remove things from my life. I had to go all in for Jesus. But when I really grabbed hold of that verse, I lived it out and I practiced it, everything changed. And I'm telling you tonight, if you invite Jesus into your life, everything can change as well. But you got to make a choice. You got to deny yourself, take up your cross, and make a decision to follow Jesus, and you will find life. Hey, thanks for letting me share with you tonight. I hope that you make that decision. Thanks for watching Christian Wrestling Federation.